What is up? What is up?
Sorry we're late.
Sorry we're late. We had a little technical difficulty. We're up and working now. I see Chris, Paul, Sherry, Mark, James. How's y'all doing tonight? We got it working finally. I thought we was gonna have to have an uh-oh show. It still might be an uh-oh show. We don't know it's working 100%. What up, Bubba? Give everybody a couple of minutes. Just so you know, we are streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube. So please check out one or the other and let us know which one you like. And we're kind of need some input. We're working hard to build this YouTube channel. And we need some people to check it out. I see quite a few on YouTube right now. Bubba, Bruce, Brian, and Mark Gibson, I believe, are on YouTube. So y'all be sure and check out both of them. Let me know if y'all don't have sound. I believe y'all do.
No,
Have you heard anything, Miss Sherry?
I don't. Hold on. Say something.
Yeah. All right. So I believe we're working. We're good to go. We're getting everybody going here. See a few people are still jumping on. So what we got tonight, this is the JR Hookup Show, JR Custom Lures. This is episode number 4. This is the one we warned y'all about. I said warned y'all because, yeah, y'all going to need some warning on this. This is Ask the Pro Staff. Got 2 awesome dudes that help us on Pro Staff. Do a hell of a lot for us, really promote and push us, and we're going to get them on here and have some questions. So, again, y'all be thinking if you hadn't came up with a question, let's come up with something good. We will screen them and make sure there's no goofy ones, but come up with some good ones, and let's stump them good. But let's go ahead and get them in here because I know they're dying to talk. I've had them real quiet for the past few minutes, and they can't stay quiet long. So let me go ahead and get these guys pulled in. And I believe we got them on camera now. Now let's open up their mics. All right, we got mics open on y'all.
Thanks for sharing, Paul.
All right, so on your screen we got Mr. Tommy Woodard. He's the one with the dark colored hat down there in case you don't know. He gave you a little wave. Up top is Michael Smith. Again, both of these guys are great guys on our pro staff. Really mean a lot to us, help out a lot. Like I said earlier, one of them's been here forever. He's like the old man around this place, I guess you'd say. But he's pretty cool, dude. But anyway, so here we go. These are the 2 guys. So, again, we really want you to come up with something good, just something off your head that you really want to know. If you're looking at getting on somebody's pro staff, you want to know how to do it, how you got to do about keeping up with what they're wanting and all that good stuff. Now's the time to ask those questions. I know there are a lot of people that fortunately we get throughout the year that want to know about getting on pro staff, and it's in general kind of the same idea with most pro staffs. There's some things you got to do and some benefits you get. Now's kind of your time to ask that question. You want to know what their favorite bait is, what they're catching, where they're at, whatever. Now's the time to get that out there. So if you got questions, you throw them up here. Me and Miss Sherry's going to screen and let loose on these. Michael Smith, can you hear me? You good to go?
Yeah, man, I hear you.
All right, I hear you. How about you, Tommy Woodard? You good?
Huh?
He said, huh? That's that old man portion
Can't
there.
hear you. I'm huh?
It kicks in pretty quick. He kind of froze up there. So,
Hey,
Sheriff, you got any
we
questions,
gotta
you can jot
respond
them
to
down.
all this PG-13, right?
Unfortunately, I can't see what's on YouTube. That's all.
Oh, well, just let me know on Facebook. Joe, let's see. I'm going to read some of these here, and Miss Sherry is looking too.
Yeah,
everybody's talking about
PG-13.
stuff.
It's PG-13.
PG-13. All right, so here, I'll get it rolling. I got questions for you. To get it going, I think everybody kind of needs a warm-up round to figure out what they're supposed to ask. So we'll start with you, Tommy. Give us the biggest fish. What's your personal best? And we're gonna write this down here.
I got one from Corey.
Off of Corey.
It's on 7 3/4 pounds.
7 3/4. All right, you kind of froze up while I was late there. All right, Michael Smith. What you? Personal best.
It's right on the wall. 5 3/4.
5 3/4. Well, y'all some 3/4 wearing out suckers. Now, y'all both got me beat. I mean, mine's a little over 5, but that's about it. So I'm looking at some more here. So if you got anything, just throw it over here and I'll ask. So here we go. What is, like, I don't care the time of year, lake conditions, anything else, your color lure that you're going to fish with, if this is all you got, these are the colors I want.
Shad.
Shad,
Yeah.
Michael Smith.
Shad and probably chartreuse and white.
A checklist.
But anything shad colored.
All right, so shad's pretty popular. That's kind of mine too. We're figuring out one question here. We got to ask you. Let's see. Third one for me.
Check your trade rights. See if they were, a checklist for your boat.
Oh, okay, I got you. So, my third one is this. We got colors. What is the bait? The go-to style bait that you use? Square bill, rattle trap, spinning bait. What is it that y'all's go-to? Oh, they went to cameras again.
Square bill is my biggest. I'm having to force myself to put it down because I use it too much. I'm had to relearn how to use a damn spinnerbait the other day. But
Right.
Mostly flipping a worm in the bushes.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yeah.
That's always watermelon red with a chartreuse tip.
Right.
Yeah. Shad wrap, square bill, probably shad wrap first, square bill second, and then I'll start pitching a shaky head.
Okay.
Watermelon red.
Got you. Watermelon red's hot. I love watermelon red. It's kind of my famous color. I keep everywhere. All right, so we got a few that are rolling in. So here's the first one. Do you have a checklist? I know, Tommy, you do a lot of tournaments. Michael Smith, you do quite a few too. Do you have a checklist you go over? When you leave that day or whatever, you're checking everything on your boat and truck, or you just kind of remember all this off the top of your head?
No, I probably
After
go
a
checklist.
few times, go ahead.
No, I probably
You
go
got a
checklist. Yeah, there's certain things that I make sure that I do, depending on the lake that I'm fishing. I'll actually tie on my starter baits, but I actually put them in lure cover so people can't see them.
I got you. Got you.
I'm just saying, that's me. But I'll have certain things that I'm going to use first, and then if I need to tie on later, I'll tie on something else.
Got you. All right, Tommy, go for it.
The very first thing I always do before I leave the house is I put the plug in the boat.
That's a good point.
I want
That-
you to know, 83-degree water is still cold as hell.
Yes. That's a very valid point to get that plug in. We're gonna knock on a little wood here. I've yet to have that issue, but
You'll do it.
I will say we're a good ways away from our lake that's local and close. Took the family out so we could go a little fishing, and I'd be danged if. Guess what I left at home?
Uh-huh.
I left my
Parked
keys
the
at
truck.
home. Yeah, my keys.
Oh, no.
Keys were at the house, so that's a turnaround, come back trip, and kind of disappointing. I think the drain plug and the keys should be put on a big balloon or something that just follows you around. Those are two very important things you got to have.
Hot wire that sucker.
Hey,
I'm going fishing.
Yeah,
the thought crossed my
I have
mind. It crossed my mind.
well,
So
I have a fix for you, Charlie. Put the keys in your truck and don't ever take them out.
There you go.
yeah, I am the guy who put his finger in the trolling motor, so I can do some weird stuff. Okay, I
Yeah,
mean,
you did.
uh,
Yeah, you did.
I can do some goofy stuff. All right, so bringing up this checklist brings out a good point, and I'm just going to throw it out there just because that's what I do is do goofy stuff. But prayers and all for the search crew out in Pickwick and all looking for the boat with the two young anglers and adult in there. They did confirm that the boat was occupied when it went through the gates. So Good, all that good stuff needs to go with these guys that are searching. I mean, they're going through some hella conditions. Hopefully, praying that everything goes good there. So I think that just kind of resembles a little bit of a checklist. We throw the keys, the drain plug, checklist of baits. Not that any of this happened on that trip, but there's a lot of things you don't always remember, like your kill switch. It should be hooked up to your life vest. And that you have a good quality life vest. And I bring that up because I took my son out this past weekend. Kids grow fast. I mean, there is no doubt they grow like weeds. This dude put this life vest on, and it looked like Dora stepped off the cartoon show. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I thought, what a sorry sack of crap I am sticking this kid out there in this life. But, yeah, it was bad. I've been there. I've had to do that. But just silly things. You don't think to go check that life vest on that young child before you go fishing because he hadn't been in a few months or whatever. You get to the lake, and you're not going to turn around unless it just really don't fit, So just silly things. I think that should be something maybe not on a checklist, but at least in your mind when you're doing this. So
another thing you need to do with them life jackets, whenever you put it on, you need to tighten them straps up because we get complacent. Oh, we put it on, we take it off. We put it on, we take it off.
Yeah.
That sucker goes up over your head. It ain't done you no good.
Yes, you're exactly right, Tommy. And you know how fast these boats are, Tommy. You get to cruising on the water. We might be old and think we can handle some of this crazy nonsense. A kid can't for sure, and we usually can't. These things move a lot quicker than we think.
This fat boy can't swim like he used to.
Right, yeah. I sink like a rock now, so that's just me.
That's it.
I'm with you. And the other thing I'll mention is always have some type of signaling device, whether it be a whistle, a flashlight, a flare, something on
the air horn.
Air horn.
Air horn costs nothing at the store, so.
Yeah, because you can't yell when you're in the water.
Yeah, and that's not only for your motored boat. That's your kayak. Hell, if you're out there floating in a tube and you're going to get a long ways offshore, you ought to have one in there too. Because that situation can come where you get wrapped in twine or somebody's trot line or what have you, and you're stuck off the bank a good ways, and your yelling machine don't work quite as good as it used to. So that's a very good point. So here's another one coming in. Mr. Jason Brown's asking this one. How do you separate your fun fishing versus your tournament fishing? How do you separate that tournament game plan where you're going to win and go hard to your fun side of things? And I'm sorry if that camera there is jumping. We have had that problem all night. Seems to be doing it again. There we go. All right.
Fun fishing from tournament fishing? God, I can't even say it.
Stop drinking that sweet tea.
It depends on who you're fishing with. I mean, if you're fishing with your daughter or your son, yeah, you want to be the guide and let them catch all the fish. But if you're fishing with your dad or your buddy, you want to whip their butt just like you would anybody else's.
Yeah. It's still competitive. Yeah.
And it is when it's fun. When it's fun fishing, catch and release is like what them pros do. That fish jumps off, it's catch and release. That counted. That was one. Oh, no,
right.
It's got to be in the boat. No, not during fun fishing.
Yeah, it's a different rule plan for sure.
Yeah. And like Tommy said, if you're fishing with your son or your daughter, you want them to have the experience. Because if we're going to pass this passion on to the next generation, if they don't have fun while they're out there, you're going to lose that enjoyment. They're not going to be interested in it. So I think he's right. But when I'm fishing with my uncle, it's competitive. It's first fish, most fish, biggest fish. I mean, it is competitive.
Game on.
Same way, it's game on.
Well, I'll tell you, don't let Tommy fool you there. He's exactly right. We was at our first ever JR Custom Lures tournament. We fished the whole tournament. Real crappy conditions, rain, miserable. I couldn't put my little coop on nothing. I mean, I turned one fish the whole day. That was it. Just horrible conditions. Well, Tommy had figured out a game plan in these fish. And he was saying how fast he could pull a fish to the boat. Okay, let's take Coop out. You put him on a fish. I'm going to tell you, he put Coop on a fish like that. There was no problem getting to the fish. It was fast, quick, and easy. Once Coop landed his fish, it was Tommy 100% helping Coop catch his fish. Once that fish was caught, Tommy's fixing to bust your butt. The pole came out and it was game on. But that shows that level of I'm going to teach you, but at the same time, life is competitive. And
Yeah.
once you learn this, let's get competitive with it and push forward. And it was a good little fun thing, but it just shows both sides of it. So
And then don't forget, I showed him what not to do. Don't stick
Yes.
a freaking hook in your finger.
yes, we had a good little episode with a hook on the finger, and it was
I showed him,
recorded.
I said-
So
I said, Coop, see this? You don't do that.
he uses caution. I can promise you that. Okay, Chris Randolph wants to know. So we're gonna drop you into a random tournament. You don't know where you are, and you get to pick your boat partner. Who is your boat partner?
Kevin Van Dam.
Van Dam.
Out of the pros?
Anybody you want.
Oh, that's a different story then.
It's a different story now.
If it's not pros, I'm picking my uncle. That
Right?
man can fish. That man can fish. But if it's pros, I'm picking Kevin Van Dam.
Tommy's thinking.
I would say my younger dad.
Oh.
Now that he's gotten older, he's missing a lot of fish. Bless his heart. That just breaks
Right.
my heart that he can't get like he used to.
Right.
But I got a buddy. His name is Michael Boyd, and this kid, I tell you what, he's on them. We can go to anywhere that we've never been before, and I just drive. Here's electronics. Do your thing. Go this way. Go
Yeah.
There they are. Bam. There they are.
Yeah.
We did this on Fayette County. I had a 22.54 stringer, and he had a 23.99 stringer.
Wow. It's crazy.
I know. It was just like, I love that kid. That boy's got it figured out.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad to see that both sides of that. It's kind of cool. All right. So, Mr. Paul wants to know, what line do y'all prefer? Fluorocarbon, braid, mono. What y'all's line?
What are we fishing for?
Doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Just this is your line.
Well, there's different setups. I mean, you don't
Conditions and circumstances change.
All right. We're gonna. How about this?
Fishing.
I'll set the game rule up on this, okay? So
Okay.
you're taking that one person with you fishing that we're gonna drop you on this lake you know nothing about, and you're gonna fish with that one guy you just chose, and you get to pick from those three lines. Which one are you going fishing with?
Or
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm going to use
fluoro, if you can't
15
weigh in
pounds.
conditions.
yeah,
15-pound fluorocarbon.
yeah.
So there you go. Let's see
I
what
would
else.
agree.
Okay, so this is a little further out question. Our audience goes broad. Y'all know this. So, what
All right.
part of the country do each one of y'all fish in? Tommy, you go first, and then you move up to Michael there.
Oh, I live in southeast Texas, so I'm in Conroe. I like to fish Fayette County, which is over in LaGrange area, Chicken Ranch. Let's see, I go as far as to Fork, and then Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. I generally stick around East Texas. I'm trying to venture up to Central Texas because I have yet to catch a smallmouth, and I know they got smallies in Travis and Belton.
Yeah. Smallies would be
Oh.
nice.
But
Go ahead,
I'm in central Georgia, so I'm fishing mainly Sinclair, Oconee, West Point, Jackson. I haven't ventured as far as to the Atlanta Lake, Lanier and Altoona, but I tend to stick to the lakes that I know right now.
Right. All right, here's one. I'm trying to read some here on YouTube because, again, we are streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube live tonight. It's the first time doing this, so a little bit to catch up. But Mr. Bruce Camp with a K, he wants to know, how do you decide your colors of baits? What's giving you the turn and the twist on this is the color bait I'm going to use?
Watercolor and clarity.
Gotcha. About you the same, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, because temperature's not going to make a difference. It's whether or not the fish can see it. If it's chocolate milk like I'm dealing with here in Georgia with all the heavy rain, you want to go dark color, make a lot of noise, and if it's clear water, then you're going to the lighter colors and anything with a skirt on it.
Gotcha. I think this is a stump you question here from Bubba Staten. Y'all can thank him later. Who and where was the 2017 Bassmaster Classic won?
Lee won it, but I can't remember what lake it was on.
I'm smiling like I know, but I'd have to look it up. I don't know nothing about it. So
I don't keep up with Bassmasters, so it doesn't really affect me one way or another.
gotcha.
Ask him. Am I right? I think it's Jordan Lee, but I can't remember what lake they were on.
Bubba, if it's Jordan Lee, chime in and let us know. I can see you on YouTube.
I can't even
In 17?
2017.
That's too young for him.
Well, he either won 18 or 17, and if it was
I would
older
say
than that,
18 is.
and then if it's not Jordan Lee, it's probably what's his name with the funky face.
The funky face. Well, that's a good way to describe him.
All I know is he's from Alabama. I remember he's from Alabama.
Alabama.
G-Man.
There's a bunch of them from
Who,
Alabama.
G-Man?
No, it ain't
Nah.
G-Man.
G-Man's a
Other
pimp
kid.
with a
But, all
lump.
right, I got your answers. Here we go. Bubba Staten says Jordan Lee on Tommy on Lake Conroe.
I know. I thought it was Jordan Lee in 17. That was his first one, I think.
I don't know. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I told you I was a stumpy question.
This ain't Jeopardy.
Yeah, exactly. You buy a vowel and everything too to go with it. So Chris Randolph wants to know y'all's opinions throwing big swim baits and glide baits.
Yes.
Yes.
Do what? You cut out.
I like the swim baits, the big swim baits. I haven't tried the glide baits, but I like the big swim baits. I think I'm a person that says the bigger the bait, the bigger the fish. And if anybody has fished with a 10-inch power worm, they know what I'm talking about. You usually catch bigger fish with the bigger baits.
And I like this because as you're describing, Tommy's shaking his head no. So this is good. We get a little different opinion from two different guys that fish on two different places of this earth. So go, Tommy.
I've heard that bigger. No, I've caught my bigger fish on smaller baits. It depends on what the hell they want, how hungry they are. I've sat there and scared fish off because the damn worm's 10 inches long.
Right.
I can use a damn finesse rig and catch the biggest sumbitch you can find.
See,
And
I'm a hater. I'm a hater on finesse. I hate finesse. Y'all know this.
Oh, I do too, but sometimes you have to go to it because nothing else works.
Well, but like you said,
Yeah.
you scare the fish. I won't throw that 10-inch worm or 12-inch worm unless I'm at Lake Fork. That's the only place I'll throw a 10 and 12-inch worm. You take me out of Lake Fork, I'm not throwing a bait that size just because those 2 and up pounders are not going to jack with you usually.
Well, another thing too, with fork, those fish are conditioned. That's what they're
Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah.
Because
right.
that's all that is a big bass fishery.
Yes.
Nobody catches any fish. They don't count. They don't want nothing but the big ones.
Yeah.
So you're not going there to have fun. You're going there to catch big ones.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree with that.
Yeah.
This is
Well, I think any lake you go to, there's a couple lakes here that the fish are conditioned. They see the same stuff all the time. And if you throw something different, it throws them out of whack. And a lot of times you get them to just bite on it just because they haven't seen it before. Like I can go to a certain lake here that is in basically downtown Macon, and you go to Lake Tobesaki. If you throw something the fish have never seen before, you normally catch fish. Those
Right.
fish are conditioned. Fish are conditioned at different parts of the lakes.
Yeah.
Tommy's right. I mean, if you go to a lake and they're normally used to seeing one thing and that's all they see, you throw something different, you may get a bigger fish than what you're expecting.
Right. Miss Sherry has one she's going to ask out loud because it's pretty
Yeah.
long. Or did you write it
those
down?
sound like power fishermen.
She's writing it down now. So here we go. This is another Stump You question brought to you by yours truly, Mr. Corey. Y'all can thank him on another live. What is the world record gar in Texas caught on, rod or reel? Or rod and
I
reel?
don't fish gar. I fish bass.
I agree with you. I don't either.
Guinness Book of
Wasn't it
Records.
like-
I don't keep up with that crap.
Is
All right, Mr. Corey, I got a
is
question for
what's his
you.
name on?
Who?
Hold on, I got a
Yeah.
question for Mr. Corey. What are the 3 native bass in the country?
Oh,
That's
that's
a
a good
good
one.
Tell Corey to write them down in his answer.
All right, Corey. There's your question back to you, Corey. All right, so here's the question we was gonna get asked by Sherry. She got it wrote down here. So
Not by me, it's by Jason.
Jason asked this. So when do you put your go-to down and pick up soft plastics? Both sound like power fishermen. So you both sound like power fishermen. When do you put your go-to down and pick up a soft plastic and say, you know what, I've wasted enough time with what I typically do. Now I'm going to go over here and do this.
I mean, it depends on condition, but normally, yeah.
If I'm in a certain area and I've done used this thing 10 times and I haven't got something, I'm switching.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool to know because I don't do that. That's
Fish
probably
like that until I find that pattern.
yeah.
Or I'll just wear the hell out.
Yeah.
It depends on my mood.
See, I'm hard-headed.
You
I
know,
can take that square bill and throw it all day.
Yeah, but if you're fishing, like me and Tommy, if we're fishing tournament fishings and we're fishing in a tournament, money's on the line, and or places on the line, you're moving up in standings. I'll fish my go-to because I'm comfortable with it. But after about 4 or 5, and I'm pitching this one spot, and I know the fish are there, but I haven't got them to react to it, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna get something else.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I just said, I forced myself today to not pull that square bill out. I started slow rolling that spinnerbait, and I was catching fish. I've been doing it the last couple of days, but they're small. But whatever I'm doing is working because I'm not getting a bite on the other because it's too fast.
Yeah.
The temperature has been fluctuating so much down here that they're not getting a feed on anything.
Yeah. And you're saying putting that bait down, grabbing something else, you do have to make that mental decision to do that. And Michael, tournament-wise or not, every tournament I'm in, I throw the same thing repetitively. I got my go-tos that I throw. I will throw it till the line falls off or my boat runs out of gas from running back and forth across the lake. That's just how I do it, tournament or not, money or not. But you have to make that decision to change. And I think as anglers, that's what we all got to look at.
And here's the thing, Tommy will probably agree with me. When you're fishing your go-to bait, you're going to fish it as fast, slow. You're going to pitch it different places, but you're going to change your style and how you do it before you actually put it down. That's why probably, Tommy, you said 10 casts because you've slowed it down and you've sped it up, or you've changed the direction of where your boat's sitting on what you're fishing, whether it be a dock pile or you're fishing a brush pile or grass. You're going to change the position of where you're throwing that bait at.
Yeah.
So it comes at the fish a little bit different.
Okay.
Well, if I'm dock fishing, the first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to hit the outside perimeters. If I ain't got nothing, I'm going to try to pitch it up underneath there. Yeah. And I tell you what, I am the worst about this. I don't care if there's a 4-foot gap underneath that thing. I'm going to hit 2 inches of that wood, and it's not going to go up underneath there.
Hey, Tommy, what was that question you asked Corey earlier?
I asked Corey, what are the 3 native bass to North America?
Okay, here's his reply.
I told you this the other night.
Yeah, you stumped me on it. I thought I knew the answer. I'm not a genius, but I thought I had that answer. So here is Corey's reply. Largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, and white bass.
2 are wrong, 1 is right. It's a striper, a yellow bass, and a white bass.
So there you go, Corey. You stumped the pro staff, and they re-stumped you. So it works both ways, right? Now, that's a very good question. So like I said, Tommy asked me the other day, and I couldn't do it.
I have no idea about alligator gar. They scare the hell out of me when they get as big as my boat.
Yeah.
Larry Custer said,
And they're 7 foot long. That's too big.
And Larry Custer says it's a 279 pounder for the lake or for the record. So.
I can't even imagine a fish that damn big.
No.
Unless it's on saltwater.
So here's Mr. Keith is asking, and Tommy, I think I know your answer on this one, but we're going to let y'all do it. What other species of bass do you enjoy fishing for? What's your other go-to bass besides, your largemouth and whatever that we're typical used to seeing?
The only ones we got are Kentucky's, largemouth, Guadalupes. That's it.
Right.
And spots. So.
Okay, and what other species of fish?
I gotta take that back. We got hybrids and whites. Hybrids are fun.
And what's your other species to go fishing for besides those?
What is it?
Your other species?
That's all I go for.
Okay.
I haven't gone fishing a perch jerking in forever.
Yeah.
I do a lot of crappie trolling. If I'm not bass fishing, I'll crappie troll.
Crappie? Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Chris asked y'all's state record for where y'all are at. What's y'all's state record where you're at? I'm not even sure I could tell you what ours is, Tommy.
I don't know. I know it's like 16 or 17.
I think Brian Walter knows.
Brian Walters should know, I
I
think.
think he's on YouTube. Corey's
Ours
on
is
YouTube, trying my
ours.
best to answer
Georgia
questions.
holds the world record, the
said
22
what now?
pounder.
California, I think, has the biggest one. Because hell, they feed their fish trout, so.
Wow.
Georgia state record is I think it was caught like 42.
Hey, Sherry.
Over my house.
Google it.
What?
Google it, Sherry. We don't know.
Somebody already did it.
Hey, yes, Corey, you did try to answer the question, buddy. Like I said, Tommy got me the other night, Corey, when he asked me the same question. I thought for sure I knew the answer to the three, but I didn't. So, yeah, it's a question that will get you.
Mr.
I guessed them
Mudbog.
wrong, too.
Mr.
18.
Mudbog
Yeah, I did too.
for me 1892.
The state record, Texas, is 18.92.
Okay. I'll never see one.
Now,
Yeah, me neither.
send some
Unless
photos.
it's in Athens at the state fishery, and then I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some
That's one
fatties.
place.
Seen some fatties come out of Fort, but nothing close to that. So,
No.
all right, I'm
Frank
looking
Rowland said
here.
Georgia has the world record.
Frank Rowland says Georgia has the world record.
Oh shit, Michael's head just went got that
I'm
big.
telling you, he done growed up.
No, I
okay.
knew it was the world record. I told
Here-
you.
See, his head done swole up.
Here's a good question for y'all. This comes from Jason Brown. Oh, I didn't know you could see. Oh, it is on. Okay, so what's your opinion on the best current units out as far as Garmin, Lowrance, Humminbird? What's y'all's opinion there?
I know it's the one I can't afford.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, the optics, the Panoptics, I can't afford that either. I use Lowrance. I've had a Humminbird before. I kind of prefer the Lowrance units. I have two 7-inch on mine, and I love it. Down scan, side scan, does what I want it to do. I don't need nothing that's $2,500. I can't
Right.
afford it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I've got two HDS 9 Gen 2s on mine, the Lowrance. That's all I could afford at the time. And to me, I don't need to see the fish take a dump.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it make a look at my worm. I just
Yeah.
I spent my money on I got 10-foot power poles, and I got my Ultrex. That to me was worth more than all that. I know to fish the main lake points, creeks, and the humps. That's all I need. Just get me in that general area. I'll figure out where they are.
Right.
Yeah, show me the bottom structure. What am I fishing in? And then I'm fine.
What gets me is you see all these pros and all these guys in these
Yeah, I
tournaments.
can do
They
it.
got these 16-inch monitors in front of their face. You can't see the people you're about to run into.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You want to
agree.
watch TV, stay at the house and watch TV. Go fishing.
Yeah. Bubba commented on the that large bass thing for Lake Fork was 18.18 from Fork, which is
Wow.
hella big.
It is.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah,
Corey with a simple question for y'all. He's trying not to stump you this time. He wants to come in and kind of clean up his record and come up with something just common.
He's one of our number one shares.
He is one of our number one shares. What is the best color of soft plastics to use for catching striped bass during the day or night? What's the go-to color for striped bass?
But Tommy,
I
answer that
don't
question.
so I don't know.
You're-
You got me.
Well, it's a different area. Me, I'm fishing white. Like pearl white color works here great. Matter of fact, hang on, I'll show you. Here's y'all male.
Uh-oh.
I'm stumped. I don't
Yeah,
know.
when he moves, his camera goes crazy. See, we gotta put Michael Smith in like a restraint system in his chair, because when he moves, the camera it turns flips on us.
This
He's
color
that
right
aggravating.
here.
That's not soft. That's hard.
Oh, he said soft. But
Yeah, he said soft plastic.
white.
White. Okay, that'll work. Yeah,
Sorry, Corey. I don't fish white
see.
striped bass, so I don't know.
I'm going through here grabbing some more. Let's see. They're answering
You
June
get one soft
boys.
plastic to fish a tournament. What are you picking?
Okay, so you get one soft plastic to fish a tournament. I'll go further. Give us the color and what's off plastic.
Watermelon red Senko. I can use it numerous ways. I can either Texas rig it, I can wacky rig it, I can what do you call it? Yeah, that where you got the nail in half through. Yeah, that would be the one.
Hey,
Watermelon red.
and you can also put it back in the box and get a fluke out. I'm kidding, Tom. I'm kidding. That's
He
just my
said
opinion
one,
on
not
Cinco.
Yeah, I would say the same color, same type. A stick bait.
Okay.
They're just versatile, man. You
Yeah.
can Ned rig that. You cut it in half.
Right, true.
Yeah.
Now, to stem off of this question, I think this is a great question, especially for you two. I'm not saying you're old, but y'all are old. So the question
are.
comes from Mr. David Dwight Walls here. If you take it back 10 years, what's your bait?
10 years.
10 years.
They made square bills in. I would still use it.
Yeah. It's crankbait.
Right.
Crankbait.
I'm sticking with the crankbaits. I like it.
See, the reason why I'm big on square bills is because my lake doesn't have grass.
Yeah.
So the fish hide in the docks, and that's the best way to get them out of there is throw it up around it and get them out of there.
Yeah. Mr. Michael Curry's asking one here. What is the best way to get bites on a spinnerbait? You know, what's your best go-to action that you're using on most of your spinnerbaits to get the bite that you're wanting to get?
Slow roll it.
Slow
Because you can
roll?
work it as a jig. It runs down lower, and you can pull it back up. And then if that don't work, speed it through there. Hell, I caught catfish on them suckers.
Yeah.
Like on Fort.
I'll add the trailer hook to it.
Trailer hook.
Yeah, at the back. See, if you got grass and you got pockets, you can burn that thing across the top of the grass and you get a pocket, let it drop like a jig.
Right.
And most of the time, they're going to grab a hold of it when it hits the bottom or on the way down.
Now, are y'all doing any change up from changing your weight of that bait? You know, as far as going from a heavier spinnerbait or lighter spinnerbait?
If I'm in thick grass, I use a thinner one. If I've got no grass, I use a heavy one.
Right.
Yeah. Some I can throw a long way and cover a lot of water.
Yeah.
I've just recently started working with a heavier one, trying to get that deeper roll to a spinnerbait. 'Cause y'all know me, I hate deep water. So running that spinnerbait on a heavier weight seems to have helped that some.
How deep are you running, though?
As deep as I can get it to roll.
To me, 7 feet's deep with a spinnerbait.
Well, that's deep for me too. But you take a big heavy one and you can almost jig it. You know, if you drop it down and just jig it coming up off a hill, it works good out here. Of course, we're like you with no grass. We have lots of sandy bottoms with sandstone in it, and we don't have any good cover area. Our docks are limited, you know, all that good stuff. So you're just working off the landscape of the ground. Huh?
Is it ounce, Charlie?
3/8 or 3/4.
Yes.
I like the 3/4 because if I'm going to fish deep, that's my best chance to do it is with a heavy spinnerbait because I'm not Nico rigging
If you
slow roll guy.
Fishing 3/4, and you're jigging it, put a trailer on it. Now, this is what I would do. I would put the trailer on it, right?
Yeah.
And you throw that thing a country mile. Throw it as hard as you can. And I would count to 10. When I'm fishing 3/4 ounce, I'll pitch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count to 10, and then I start reeling. And then if I find the hump, I'll bounce it, jig it, and then reel it again until you find the humps. But that's just me. That's how I would fish that heavier weight. Me, I prefer it is 3/8 or a half. That's what I'm fishing.
Yeah. Half is as heavy as I'll go.
All right, so here's a good one for y'all. This will be a good deal for a few to hear. Mr. Keith is wanting to know, he's looking to get an all-around bait cast setup. Can he get any recommendations on a setup that won't send him to divorce court?
Okay.
That's a good question.
I like Shimano's are expensive, but Abu Garcia makes some nice cheaper ones. They've got them for under $50. The Black Maxes work great. I know a lot of people will dog it. You know, I don't care. You don't have my bills, and that's just the way it works. But I got some high dollar Abus also, but they're not too expensive.
Yeah.
And if you're just trying to start off, if you've got like an Academy, buy the name brand and get used to it. And then you can get to another one and buy another more expensive.
Right.
But, a 6.4 or something like that, that's perfect because you can use that for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 6
And always use
one.
a medium heavy rod.
Yeah.
7-foot medium heavy rod is versatile. You can use that for whether you're doing square bills or you're flipping.
Good answer.
I found out the hard way that I was losing a lot of fish off my square bills because I was using medium heavy. When I switched to a medium, because I was watching Old Man Lund or whatever it is on that damn Lenders, Old Man Lenders, he said switch to a medium because they always talk about St. Croix. Well, I won that one from DDW from the tournament. I love that rod. I haven't lost a fish on there yet.
Yeah.
It's got so much flex in it, they can't get off there. They can fight all they want. It's not coming off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And typically that's what's on
I
mine.
even go cheaper. I'll go. A lot of my stuff is the Bass Pro Shop brand.
Yeah.
The name brand from Bass Pro Shop. And I have one rod that is Bass Pro Shop tournament special, and I have a tournament special. It's red. I think I have probably $50 in the whole setup, the rod and the reel.
Yeah.
That is my favorite, and it's a medium action rod. Just like Tommy was saying, I love that rod. I can pitch that thing. I can put square bills on it. I can throw rattle traps on it. Everything works on that rod.
Yeah.
And it was under $50 for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that.
Revos.
But
I love my Revos.
I just think in general the Boo's a great reel to go with. Quality wise, I mean, you can't beat it. And you throw the price break in there in comparison to some of these others. Yes, you can go cheaper end, you can go higher end. The Black Max and Silver Max is all in my boat. I got more Black Max you can shake a stick at. I love them. They're cheap. If I lose that reel or I break it, it's not the end of the world. They do have some really, really nice high-end reels from a Boo, but I'm not going to jump off in that basket yet. Now, at one day, it might be
I
there.
got two Daiwas, and I won both of them in tournaments. Those are the two Daiwas.
I found a guy here local that I was doing, I was having a problem with the reel, and I said, can you fix it for me? He went fixing it, and I looked in his case. He went through and found some sporting goods place that was going out of business and got all the demos. He had 50 Black Maxes sitting over there. He only wanted $20 a piece for them.
Wow.
They were brand new. Nobody had ever touched them.
Yeah.
I want you to know I bought a handful of them things right there.
Yeah.
I'm going $20.
You can't really beat them.
For $20.
Yeah. And, I mean, even if you go buy a Black Max new, it's not that expensive. It's pretty cheap.
They're $40, $50.
Yeah. Great quality.
And if you're gonna go to divorce court, sell all your fishing equipment to your buddy for $1. That way she don't get half of it. Then you can get it back from your buddy after it's over with.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I always
Been there, done that 3 times. I ain't giving up my shit.
I always said,
Oh,
I'm not going to go to a name brand store and spend over $100 for a reel and over $100 for a rod because I catch the same thing on Zepco 202.
yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to do that.
All right, so here we go. We had a pretty good little question battle there. We got a lot of stuff answered. Of course, I'm going to have one final question before we get off because that's how I do business. But I appreciate both of y'all getting on here to do this. I know our customers really enjoyed it. Just to get to ask you the simple questions that they may not necessarily run into people that might can give them a good, solid answer. I know y'all are giving good, solid answers. Y'all have the experience to back it up, and I appreciate y'all doing that. But make sure there ain't another one here before I ask it. So here you go. We'll start with you, Tommy. Boxers or briefs? I got funny with that. Now we're on the point
You
here.
don't want you don't want to know about my nether regions. Ask Miss Sherry what color they are. You just seen them a little while ago.
Oh my god.
Michael Smith, what you got on?
Never gonna get on TV.
You're not going to get on that one, no.
No, nobody's answering. Man, you can't just.
I gotta have boxer briefs. I gotta be comfortable. The boys have gotta
man.
fly.
Boxers, if you really got to know.
Why the hell?
Hey, thanks, Gary,
Well,
for the
to
response.
answer
on that.
that guy's question earlier about the electronics,
Yeah,
I spend my money on my power poles, I spend my money on my troll motor, I spend my money on the equipment. Just I don't need all that fancy stuff up there. Some people it's nice to have. I'm an old dog. I can't learn all that shit. Jesus, if you knew how long it took me to learn a new phone, I wouldn't even have a phone.
yeah,
So trying to learn all that, it's pointless. I'm pushing buttons and deleting crap. It's like I just give up.
I'll say this. I'm with Tommy. I'm an old school type person. I learned how to fish without electronics.
yeah,
So if I can find them, I don't need electronics. If I know where the humps, the stumps, the creek beds are, where the old road beds are, where they collapsed the bridge and they got the old pilings, I can find the fish.
right.
It don't take a genius. The fish, the depth finders will tell you. I look at my depth finder to see how deep it is. I see my depth finder to see how cold the water is, what the water temperature is.
Yeah.
That's probably about it. Because that depth finder, my uncle calls it a fish liar. Because the fish are there, but you ain't going to catch them unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. I
The one
battle
thing
that same
I've
scenario.
done on mine, I've just about gotten to the point where I just turned my sonar off. I want to see my down scan and the side scan because to me, you can see the definitions of the fish better than all that lobby imagery. So,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree.
everybody's different. Everybody's got their thing, you know.
Right.
Like Matt. Matt
Yeah.
said he loves his units. If I didn't have them, I would miss so many schools of fish in summer.
Yeah. See, Matt's saying he loves his units, and Matt, he's one of our other guys too on our pro staff. Younger guy, probably brought into fishing a little bit different. Got used to electronics, really love it. Me personally, I'm one of those in between guys. I'm an old turd, but I kind of like the electronics if I could really figure them out. The key is figuring them out, and I think that's probably one of the toughest and most challenging things to go fishing. You go find the fish, you locate them on your sonar, you know what you're doing, you think you're going to land fish, you just don't do it. And that's one thing that beats me every time. And I go back to just old school fishing like I fish, and sometimes it pays, sometimes it doesn't.
Hey, for all them customers out there, I want you to look over my left shoulder. I got more stock than they have. So if you need something, look in the colors. I'll
Yeah,
sell it.
he does. You may look Tommy up. He may cut you some slack. I don't know how the discounts go with Tommy, but
There ain't no
discount. Well, you just kind of took all the fun out of it, Tommy. All right, so hey guys, we're gonna get off here again. Appreciate both of y'all jumping on here, taking time out of your day to entertain us, talk to some customers. It's really great of y'all to do that. I hope y'all have a good rest of your evening, and go back and watch this video, see some of the comments people posted about you. I know y'all didn't get to watch them while we was talking, so appreciate you both. I'm going to kick y'all both off of here. Loved having y'all here, but now I'm going to kick you out. So y'all have a good
Hey,
night,
one more
and thank
thing.
y'all. Yeah.
One more thing. If anybody out there's got questions and you're on the page, find me. I'll answer it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll
Same here.
talk to
Just
you.
do a message.
Appreciate that, guys.
If you're in Texas and Conroe, I'll go fishing with you.
All right.
Roger that.
Appreciate that, guys. That was awesome of y'all. All right. Let's see if we got all that done did there. Looks like we did.
Yeah, you know, that's 6 people on.
All right, so there you go. There you have it. That is your episode number 4. We brought a little fun in with having pro staff on. It's always fun to hear their comments and what they consider important and not important in their fishing world. So hope we answered a few of y'all's questions, got y'all some opinions on what y'all can do, change the style of your fishing and do something different, and maybe turn on more bites on y'all's end. So don't forget, we was live tonight on Facebook as well as YouTube. If you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, please go over there and hit the subscribe button. We really need the subscribers to come up. We're a long ways away from where we need to be. We're going to try to work hard on continuing to bring you these shows in both of those areas until we can get the subscribers up. So please hit subscribe. Make sure you like and follow our Facebook. We will be live tomorrow making a few baits out there in the shop, so y'all come watch us do that. Best I understand we are. My wife looked at me like maybe it wasn't.
No,
So
yeah.
we are, and we will be live on Friday and Saturday, I believe. So make sure you like and follow us. Appreciate everybody that jumped on. There you go. There's episode number 4 in the books. Hope y'all have a good night, and we'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Night.
Hello.